This podcast is intended for educational purposes only. For more information and our full disclosure, please visit ncmidwifery.com and our podcast page. Well, welcome back to More About Birth Season 2, Episode 10. I'm here in the studio with our hosts, Shannon Bennett and Angie Hansen, and today they have another interesting topic for us. So, ladies.
Hey, it's Angie and Shannon. So we are going to talk to you today about a topic that is dear to my heart. I don't know if dear to my heart is actually the right way to put it, but
rewind.
Let's see. Exactly dear to my heart. A topic that has plagued me since my first pregnancy.
There you go.
Not just you, it's plagued me as well.
That's true.
Hush.
So today
Hush.
we are going to talk about nausea in pregnancy, also known as morning sickness. I had it bad. 24/7 IVs for rehydration, vomiting day and night, get up to pee in the middle of the night, vomit some more, lose 15 pounds. Disgusting. Can't believe I did it 4 times. But so because of that, I really have made this vow to find every way possible and research everything I can about how to alleviate nausea in pregnancy. So today we're going to share a whole bunch of things with you that you can do, natural remedies at home. Some of these things we've had great success with. So to start out, let's talk about, who gets morning sickness. You told me that you didn't have it bad.
Yeah, I think mine was pretty textbook, pretty just yucky. You feel yucky, but you're able to eat. You're able to keep stuff down. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's some people's 24/7. Doesn't always last only the first trimester. Some people are sick the entire pregnancy, some till about 16 weeks. And some people have no symptoms at all. So why? I want to know. And what causes it? The research that I've done talks mainly about the hormones of pregnancy and the increase in hormones causing the nausea, partly because, the liver has to filter all this stuff. And if we have extra toxins in our body, sometimes it can even be related to thyroid issues.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things you can do ahead of time to prepare to not have to deal with this. And Angie's going to talk to us about that in just a second. Some things I know for sure that makes the nausea worse is low blood sugar, main thing, being dehydrated, multiple pregnancy, so twins, triplets or more hormone, more nausea is common. Dehydration, stress, fatigue. And the sad thing is that all of these things, dehydration, stress, fatigue, nausea, it's just this vicious cycle. One causes the other, causes the other, causes the other. So, Angie, what can we do ahead of time? So you're thinking about getting pregnant, and the last thing you want to do is be sick for 3 months, 6 months.
Why not?
Puking your guts out, and it is not the best weight loss program, contrary to popular belief. So what can we do ahead of time?
Yes. Well, if possible, I think it's a good idea to just get a basic physical done, like with a trusted doctor, a naturopath.
Or your midwife.
Or your midwife. Yep. Just get a basic physical and go over what are things specific to you that you can be working on. Some of those things would be maybe testing for heavy metals, testing for food allergies, because the heavy metals are what contribute to the toxicity overload.
The liver overtax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of food allergies, that especially even ones you don't know you have, can be exacerbated during pregnancy. So that could be contributing to the nausea as well. So getting some of those basic tests done and out of the way. And along with that, if there are issues, doing a detox ahead of time. So one of the big ones that we recommend is a liver cleanse. because the liver is such an important factor in the pregnancy, and it can get super taxed. And so making sure that your liver is clean ahead of time and on board and ready to work really hard for you and for your baby. That can be liver support as well. We have a really nice,
Right. That's something we'll talk about is some things you can do to support your liver.
yes, a nice herbal
Even
liver
after the
tincture.
fact.
Right. Yes. But we're talking about, this is all before. So
Right.
if you're lucky enough to have time to prepare for the pregnancy, these are some things that you can really do to help boost and decrease your chances of having severe nausea.
The only thing I would say is if you are still nursing and planning to get pregnant, I don't know about the safety of some liver cleanses
True.
during breastfeeding.
So how would they find out?
Well, that's why the recommendation to work in conjunction
Yes.
with a healthcare provider. So a
Naturopathic
naturopath,
physician,
yes,
natural
somebody
doctor.
that can help you taking into account if you're nursing and some of those other considerations.
Right.
Another one for pre-pregnancy is getting off sugar, really starting to pay attention to your
No.
diet. I
Did
know,
you
right?
just say that again? This is like the third podcast, I think, in the last year. You've
Cookies.
said no chocolate.
Do as I
Listen.
say, not as I do.
I
I
was
think
say-
I've noticed that you don't have your Lily's chocolate with you. I think we need to bring the Lily's
I
chocolate back.
am
Revive
the sugar roller coaster queen. I'll be
I
off
know.
it for months, on it. Off it for months, on it.
Yes.
Always feel better off it.
But everyone thinks about, oh, I'm pregnant now. What should I be doing for my baby and for me? It really starts months ahead of time, guys. It really does. So paying attention to
Yep.
your lifestyle, the toxins that you're taking in, the environmental toxins, and your food that you're eating ahead of time before pregnancy.
Yes.
And one other thing that I think Shannon's going to touch on later for during pregnancy, but I think it's very valuable if you've never had an MTHFR test to get that done ahead of pregnancy, so if you need some extra
All right, you better
methylfolate.
explain what MTHFR stands for.
I am not even going to try right now to
Methylfolate. Let's see. I always say it wrong.
see. That's why we shouldn't say it.
Reductase.
Tetrahydrofolase reductase
Something like that.
Yeah.
syndrome.
And that is probably the correct pronunciation.
No, it's not. But it's something
No,
like
we
that.
totally botched
You can
that.
look it up, but it affects the way you process your folate, your B vitamins, which is a huge factor in.
Big contributor to whether or not.
Now, isn't
you
that the test that I
nausea or
had
not.
done?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I can tell you from personal experience that it makes all the difference in the world.
And how you
to-
feel in
Yeah,
general.
Yeah.
because I wasn't
Mhm.
processing any vitamin B, and I don't have the right amount of methylfolate.
So in case
he can't say it
I know.
either.
in case
I
you
just-
guys were wondering, Keith is all set for his next
his next
pregnancy.
pregnancy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all set for my next pregnancy. And I try to let Angie do my pronunciations for me.
Oh.
Okay,
So-
we'll look that up later and pronounce it right
Where
for you.
can they get that test done? And
I
what
think
kind
you
of a
can
test
even
is
do it at home, but it is a blood test. It is very simple, although it can be
It can be
expensive-ish,
spendy.
depending on what your insurance does. But
Can be spendy.
it can be a game changer. I mean, it's huge. So
Mhm.
I recommend that one. I also recommend a thyroid test because so many people have thyroid issues these days. That's something that you want to know going into your pregnancy because again, just like the liver, the thyroid can get very taxed and thyroid issues can pop up for the first time during pregnancy. So knowing what your baseline is going into that pregnancy is really helpful.
Good
So
advice.
those
stuff.
are some of my pre-pregnancy recommendations.
And I know you're going to talk to us about nutrition.
Of course, why
Never.
not?
Yeah.
So spill it.
Yes. So now shifting gears to move into the pregnancy state. So you are pregnant. What are some of the things to do and to avoid the nausea? And really, one of the biggest ones is nutrition.
It is.
So, cutting out the garbage, cutting out sugar, refined grains, high fructose corn syrup.
Gross fats.
Yeah, yucky, like processed fats, the trans fats that aren't
Sugar.
healthy, that
Wow,
sort
there
of stuff.
goes all the
Caffeine.
exciting holiday foods right
Right,
there, right?
Seriously.
Right. But we all know that we feel better when we
Yeah.
eat better. And
Mhm.
if you try it, I think you really will find that it does help with the nausea. Now, we both have a lot of sympathy for feeling yucky. And we do
Yes.
get that usually in the first trimester, you're not going to want to eat salads and celery all day and that sort of
And
thing.
you know what? I've even been known to tell people if you're losing weight and you're not able to keep anything down that's really
Yes.
nutritious, I don't care what you have to eat. Get some calories in
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
You've got to have some fuel.
So, but this is just, trying, doing the best
Mhm.
that you can. And one of the big things is protein. So protein
Big.
every hour, even if it's a tiny little bit, it helps stabilize your blood sugar, which
Yep.
is what the low blood sugar, the plummeting blood sugar often is what contributes to the nausea. And I don't
Yes.
think people always realize that.
You know, I just had someone who had severe nausea and she just couldn't keep anything down. I mean, literally nothing. She'd drink fluids and it would come back up. And I said, we've got to get something in you. I said, if we can get something in you and get it to stay there for even a half hour,
Yeah.
we can add some protein and a complex carb to that. And then we can slowly add more. And it worked.
Yeah.
It
That's
worked.
great.
If we could just keep something in her and keep adding to it, because she was afraid to eat anything because it all came up.
Absolutely. And that's miserable.
But her blood sugar was just tanked.
Right. So stabilizing your blood sugar, we tell people aim for a little bit of protein every hour
Mm-hmm.
and a complex carb with that. So like
give
a
me
whole,
some
a
ideas.
whole grain. So it can be like a little bit of cheese and a whole grain cracker. It could be peanut butter and whole grain toast. There's tons of different options.
I've even told people, eat like half of a hard boiled egg or a tablespoon of refried beans or some kind of beans every hour,
Yep.
just to stabilize your blood sugar. And once you get the blood sugar stabilized, then you can try other things.
Yep.
In fact, believe it or not, people once they get their blood sugar stabilized, they like to eat bacon. There's something about the salt and the gross fat in bacon.
Do you have to be pregnant to like to
Doesn't
eat
that
bacon?
contradict what we just said?
It does, but there's
healthy
pregnancy
bacon.
for you.
Is there such a thing as healthy bacon? You're talking about like the
Highly
fake.
questionable. I mean, like
healthy
uncured, like
stuff
no
is-
hormones added.
It's just not good.
Okay, forget
Okay.
it.
Goodbye.
Forget my healthy
Goodbye,
bacon suggestion.
Goodbye, bacon. Can you see me wave?
So Keith is going to put some handouts for us on the website, nc-midwifery.com.
Thanks, Keith.
You're welcome.
And it will be a list of quality protein choices. So each one of these protein choices has 7 to 8 grams of protein. And some things you may not even think about, like avocados have some protein.
Lies.
Eating a tortilla. Anchovies, of course, have protein. How about broccoli? Did you think that broccoli might have protein? Or
No.
popcorn? There's even some protein in popcorn. So there's things you may not have thought of. And then we have a list of actual snack ideas to add a good complex carb and some protein to your diet. And then we will add the list of nausea remedies for you that we're going to talk about in a minute.
Please don't tell my kids that avocados have protein, because when we have that for like to fulfill our fruit or veggie requirement for, they're always telling me that, well, this has protein in this. And I'm like, no, guys, avocado does not count as your protein.
You liar, pants on fire.
This is what they call, I
It has
think,
a small amount.
creative parenting. When you, yeah, okay.
Is that like hiding spinach in the brownies and things like that?
Oh, that's not right.
You wouldn't even know it. You
Oh,
wouldn't even know
you
it.
tried to change ketchups on me, and I caught you.
I did. He's totally a Heinz person. I mean, Heinz. He can smell it. He can taste it blindfolded. So I bought Hunt's. I dumped it out. I bought the Hunt's, dumped out the Heinz bottle, filled the Hunt's up with it, kept it in a Heinz bottle, and put it away. The minute he used it, is this Hunt's?
So caught. So creative parenting, creative husbands
Yeah.
is not always profitable for you. So
So
sorry, I took us off course. I
we
apologize.
actually have a list of over 20 different natural things that you can try for morning sickness. So I'm just going to read a few of them to you, and Angie, jump in at any time. So
Okay.
something you may not have thought of, we all think of things like peppermint tea, lemon ginger, lemon water, papaya enzymes, wearing those C-bands that put pressure on the pressure points on your wrists that are supposed to help with nausea. But did you know that deglycerinated, yep, that's a word, licorice root, it has to be the deglycerinated. I'm probably totally botching that one too. It has to be that type. And it is very helpful for soothing a nauseous tummy. I know you've thought of essential oils. I'm going to let Angie talk about this one because I don't even like this stuff. But it's
So-
really good for you.
It is really good for you. So I am big on recommending coconut water to people. And
Yes.
would caution and say do your research, because different types and different manufacturers have different standards, and so they aren't all created equal. But
Do you have a brand you recommend?
No, not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Honestly, I would just say do your research. But even if you don't do your research, I think it's still good for you. It has a ton of electrolytes in it,
Yes.
and just like during labor, it's the same with pregnancy. If you're throwing up and if you're dehydrated or for whatever reason your electrolytes get imbalanced, that's going to continue. Like it's going to be, like Shannon said,
it
one
gets
of
out of
those vicious
control.
cycles, and you're going to feel miserable. And, having imbalanced electrolytes can actually be dangerous.
And
so
on that topic, you can actually buy just a bottle of liquid drops, liquid electrolytes, and you
Yep.
just put however many drops it says on the bottle in your water, your juice, whatever you're drinking,
yep.
your tea, and you don't even taste it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can sip on something every 15 minutes, it's enough to keep you hydrated throughout the day. Maybe you can't gulp and keep a lot down. Like I know I'd be so thirsty, I would just crave a giant thing of ice water. But if I even drank a cupful, I would throw it up.
Yuck.
So every 15 minutes, just little sips is enough to keep you hydrated. So we mentioned homeopathic remedies. Something you may not have thought of is fennel seed to chew on. Can sometimes help with nausea. Apple cider vinegar capsules changes the pH in your belly. B vitamin shots. This is something you would have to contact a natural doctor in your area for. I tried those with my second pregnancy, and I'm telling you what, about a day before it was time to get another one, I'd feel it start wearing off and the nausea would come back again.
Yeah, that's been big for me. Get one of those shots and I feel like a new man.
Gives you
Stop
energy. Seriously. It
Yeah,
really
seriously.
gives you an energy
It
boost.
does.
Especially because my body wasn't processing it. So
But it cuts the nausea too. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and
So
I don't know what you would say to this, Shannon, but I feel like I want to tell people, nausea is a very common symptom of pregnancy, but severe nausea isn't normal.
It's
and so
not
don't
normal.
settle for that. Don't just say,
No.
oh, well, I'm just one of those people that, loses weight first trimester every time. Like
Right.
I would say try to pursue that rabbit hole a little bit, because there's usually a reason
and if
why
you're
that's
one
happening.
of my clients, you better let me know if you're that sick.
Yeah.
Because it's not good for you. Baby will probably get everything it needs because it's going to be leaching it right out of you. But
Yeah.
we need to take care of you.
Right.
So on that note, and just to kind of wrap this segment up, warning signs.
Mm.
If you're having dehydration, which can cause heart palpitations, dizziness, just visual problems, you're vomiting all day long, your urine is really dark, and you're just really lethargic, like you're like walking across the room is exhausting, you need to let your provider know those are not normal signs.
and for your clients, right, Shannon, that are trying to have a birth at home,
Mhm.
all of these steps, keeping your body healthy, is giving you a greater opportunity
To have a great labor.
to have a great
Absolutely,
labor
yep.
and have a home
Yeah,
birth. And I
yeah.
think so that's super important. Even if you are having a hospital birth, health to the mom,
Right.
it's health to the baby,
Makes you
and,
bounce back faster.
and also health to the husband, because we don't know how to fix that.
Oh, we feel
morning
so sorry
sickness.
for
Right.
you.
Okay.
Stop
Not.
it.
Yeah. And all the ladies go, boo.
Yes. You have no idea. It's like having the stomach flu. You get achy, you puke, you're dizzy, you have a headache for 3 months or
Well,
more.
I'm not in that line. I don't plan to be in that line. And I feel for everybody
Hey,
out there that
God
has
knew
to
what he
go
was
through
doing
that.
when he made women have babies,
Yes,
not
that's
men.
right.
Okay.
That's right. But we want you guys to be healthy and happy. So check this out. Definitely go to the website. Check out
Yes.
the list of helpful tips.
And we will have all of those there for you.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, Angie. You promised the listeners.
All right. Here's my
Let us-
best shot.
Let us have it.
Methyl tetrahydrofolate reductase.
Woo!
MTHFR. There
Wow.
you go.
That's a good job.
Boom.
So, bonus segment
Woo!
Words by Angie.
Go, Angie.
Well, there you have it. Another episode here of More About Birth Season 2. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, this is available on YouTube as well as audio locations. So check out our website, nc-midwifery.com, for more information. We'll see you next time. This podcast is intended for educational purposes only. For more information and our full disclosure, please visit ncmidwifery.com and our podcast page.